Let me say good afternoon to all of you, and thank you so much for coming this afternoon. I'm G.K. Butterfield, the chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus. First, I would like to introduce the 18 members of the CBC who are assembled with us today, and I can do it very quickly, and I will do it in the order of seniority. First of all, the Dean of the House of Representatives, the Honorable John Conyers from Michigan, the Congresswoman Corrine Brown from the state of Florida, Congressman Jim Clyburn from the state of South Carolina, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson-Lee from Texas, Congressman Gregory Meeks from the state of New York, Congressman Emmanuel Cleaver from the state of Missouri, Congresswoman Gwen Moore from the state of Wisconsin, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke from the state of New York, Congresswoman Donna Edwards from the state of Maryland, Congresswoman Marcy Budge from the state of Ohio, Congressman Cedric Richmond from Louisiana, Congresswoman Terry Sewell from Alabama, Congresswoman Frederica Wilson from Florida, Congresswoman Joyce Beatty from Ohio, Congresswoman Robin Kelly from Illinois, Congresswoman Alma Adams from North Carolina, and Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence from Michigan. And I understand that our colleague Hank Johnson from the state of Georgia has just arrived. So thank you. Thank you very much for joining us, and we have with us several of our Democratic leaders who have joined us today, and we certainly welcome them, starting with the Democratic leader, the Honorable Nancy Pelosi, the Democratic whip, Steny Hoyer, and of course the Assistant Democratic leader, Congressman Jim Clyburn. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come today for one single purpose, and that is to urge the United States Senate to confirm the Honorable Loretta Lynch to serve as the 83rd Attorney General of the United States. Loretta Lynch is a native of my home state and the home state of Congresswoman Alma Adams of North Carolina. She is a legal scholar. She is experienced and a very successful U.S. attorney in the Eastern District of New York. Her credentials are impeccable. Her moral character is beyond reproach. In this entire confirmation process, not a single person, not a single individual has questioned Ms. Lynch's qualifications to serve in this important position. It is politics. It is politics preventing this confirmation vote. Loretta Lynch was chosen by President Obama to serve as Attorney General 164 days ago. It should be an embarrassment to the United States Senate to take this long to confirm this great American. To our Senate friends, the politics must end. You should confirm Loretta Lynch now. At this time, it is my pleasure to yield to the Democratic leader, a lady that all of you know and respect, Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for your great leadership, for calling us together in support of calling for the confirmation of Loretta Lynch. I want to also commend you as the former chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, Congresswoman Marcia Fudge, who had been having these kinds of press conferences. Well, she's continued until, I guess, just recently, a few days ago, and now here we are again. And we've heard again and again that the confirmation was imminent, that something was coming soon. And we hope that that word will come true today. And when it does, it will be because of so much of the advocacy and leadership of the Congressional Black Caucus. So I'm here to say thank you to the Congressional Black Caucus for what you have done to keep this in the public attention, the eye of the public. I just want to associate myself with the remarks of Mr. Butterfield in the interest of time because we have many speakers. Loretta Lynch she was nominated 165 days ago. 165 days ago, a third of a year ago. And she should be confirmed. She should have been confirmed by now because she is brilliant, because she is capable, because she is experienced, because she has demonstrated her leadership in whether it is fighting corruption, human trafficking, terrorism, you name it, and promoting civil rights. I will close by saying the last time I saw her to talk to her in person was in Selma. And as I was watching her watch the president speak, I was thinking how wonderful. The daughter of a North Carolina preacher, her father, a North Carolina preacher and a civil rights activist, soon will be the first African-American woman to serve as Attorney General. What a statement about her qualifications. she has the confidence of the president, the pride of our nation, and how great for America that she will be the top legal official in America. With that, I yield to Mr. Hoyer, a Democratic whip who has been working on this for a long time as well, Mr. Hoyer.
Thank you so much, Leader Pelosi. Thank you very much, Mr. Butterfield, the chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus, and also Marcia Fudge, who is and Marcia Fudge, who, as the lady pointed out, has been a sustained effort on behalf of not only the Congressional Black Caucus, but of all Americans. Ms. Pelosi mentioned 165 days. But, excuse me. Let me give you a starker. Thank you very much. This is known as a reasonable accommodation under the ADA. Let me give you a starker figure. No Attorney General of the last 8 have waited more than 10 days to be confirmed after they're reported out of committee. Loretta Lynch has now waited 55 days. More than all the rest of the Attorney Generals since Thornburg, under Reagan, were appointed. That's the stark figure. Not because she's not qualified, but because, as was said by Mr. Butterfield, because they've been playing political hostage-taking of someone who everybody, Republican, Democrat, Conservative, Liberal, says is more than qualified to be the Attorney General by virtue of her intellect, her accomplishments, and, as you say, her character. So I am very pleased to join so many in the Congressional Black Caucus, Leader Pelosi, and Leader Butterfield, in saying to the United States Senate, confirm Loretta Lynch. Not for her sake, not for our sake, but for America's sake. And in closing, let me thank Eric Holder, who has stayed the course and kept doing his duty until such time as the Senate does their duty. Thank you very much. I now yield to the Assistant Leader, Jim Clyburn of South Carolina.
Thank you very much, Mr. Whip, Madam Leader, Chairman Butterfield, immediate past Chair, Marcia Fudge. Like Loretta Lynch, I grew up the child of a preacher. She in North Carolina, and I'm from a little further south, down in South Carolina. And like Loretta Lynch, I'm sure, she heard often a favorite song that us preacher kids kind of get used to. Soon and very soon, we're going to meet the King. I'm hoping that we will get this confirmation done before that day. So I'm here today to join with my colleagues in calling for our colleagues across the Capitol to please get this confirmation done. It is ruining relationships all across the country. Soon and very soon, I hope will be today. With that, I yield to the Dean of the Congress, a long-time fighter for the judiciary issues, John Conyers of the Bishop.
Here, here. Thank you. Protocol having been established, I would like merely to say that as a long-serving member of the House Judiciary Committee that works on matters of constitutional import and works with the Department of Justice, I am completely disappointed and hope that we can, in a non-combative way, let the American people know that there is a growing concern about why our Republican leadership can't make the final cut and get her in. I thought at one time that they would be anxious to see Eric Holder leave, but that turned out not to be the case. So what we're doing now is letting the American people know that the differences that we have here are trying to be mended. But Loretta Lynch's situation begs for all of us, not just the Congressional Black Caucus or particular groups within the Congress, but the entire nation join in with us in urging our Republican leadership to do what even the conservatives have found to be appropriate. Put her in office, let her begin her job. The Department of Justice is far too serious for us to have this hanging out any longer. And I thank you very much.
Ranking member of the Crime and Terrorism Subcommittee of the Committee on the Judiciary, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. What an impressive statement being made today. Let me thank my chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus for his leadership. And I'm delighted to stand here with the Democratic leadership. Leader Pelosi has spoken, Leader Clyburn, the whip has spoken, and certainly all of my colleagues of the Congressional Black Caucus, and the dean, who has been on the Judiciary Committee, who has been an anchor of justice for all the time that we know. Perceptions matter. And the shamefulness of this day and the past couple of days is that the American people may perceive that a woman of color could not get confirmed in the United States Senate. This is the shame of what has happened for this period of time. Just a few weeks ago, a group of civil rights activist women marched with clergy, and we went to the office of the majority leader, tried to press the point that what he was doing was saying to America that Loretta Lynch stands in second-class shoes. A overly qualified and distinguished legal scholar, someone who has offered herself for public service, is treated so shamefully. What I do want to do, as I thank Eric Holder for his service, is to publicly thank Loretta Lynch for her demeanor, her professionalism, for the attitude that she has had in the backdrop of the disrespect of a presidential prerogative. Just for our facts, I just want to quote the time frame of Ash Carter, the new Secretary of Defense, that the President of the United States appointed. Mr. Carter's hearing took place on February 4th. He was voted out of the committee on February the 11th and confirmed on the Senate floor on February 12th. He is now doing his duty on behalf of the American people. Loretta Lynch has been blocked from doing her duty. What a shameful day. And so I'd ask today that Majority Leader McConnell, as we finish this press conference, stand on the floor of the Senate, send out a press release, and indicate the time certain, the day, the hour, the second, that Loretta Lynch will be confirmed. Perceptions matter, and I believe a perception should be changed.
Next speaker is the first vice chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus, the representative from Brooklyn, New York, which is the home borough of the Honorable Loretta Lynch, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, to our leader, Nancy Pelosi, and to our whip, Mr. Poyer, to our chairman and my colleagues of the Congressional Black Caucus, and to the press. You know, I know that Loretta Lynch is a virtuous woman. And how do I know that? Because patience is a virtue. And she has had to wait 165 days to move into a job and a position that she knows she can do with her eyes closed. She has been the U.S. Attorney of the Eastern District of New York for all of these years and has prosecuted some of the world's most heinous criminals. And so we know that she's ready, she's prepared from day one to step into this office and make a difference for the people of the United States of America. It is time now for the silliness to end, for all of the shenanigans of the Senate to come to a close, our nation needs Loretta Lynch right now. There is so much going on domestically, internationally, that needs her leadership and expertise at this time. We are grateful to Attorney General Eric Holder for all that he has done. But now he wants to take his leave. She has been voted out of the Judiciary Committee. We are saying, let us have the confirmation of Loretta Lynch now, because tomorrow is just too much. So thank you all very much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman. Many of you may know that the Honorable Loretta Lynch is a member of the sorority named Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And Congresswoman Clark is a proud member of that sorority. The Honorable Marcia Fudge is a former national president of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, and all of you know Marcia Fudge. The Honorable Brenda Lawrence from the state of Michigan is also one of the sorors. And our next speaker, Congresswoman Joyce Beatty from the state of Ohio, is also a sorority sister and a friend.
Thank you so much to our CBC chairman, to Leader Pelosi, to Assistant Leader Clyburn. I am here today to join my colleagues and the members of the Congressional Black Caucus. You've heard our message, and it's quite simple. We are not here today as the first step. We are here today asking for confirmation. I'm so pleased that Chairman Butterfield talked about Delta Sigma Theta sorority, because from the very inception, after the President of these United States nominated her, I had the privilege to be there then. I had the honor to sit through the 8+ hours. I sat in the Judiciary Committee hearing with that vote of getting 3 senators to vote for her, along with our 21st National President, Congresswoman Marcia Fudge. We literally filled the Senate chambers. And you know why? We came as African American women to say to this nation, we are asking you to join us in telling the United States Senate and their majority leader to confirm someone. And I don't have to repeat the history because my colleagues have done it so well. They've talked about her brilliance. They've talked about her leadership. They've talked about the number of times that she has previously been confirmed. So let us ask the question, why would we hold hostage victims of child sex trafficking and connect it with language to a black woman? These children are victims, and now I say that the Senate is making Loretta Lynch the person of being a victim when she should not be that. She should be our United States Attorney General. So that is why we're here today. That is why you will see us tonight and tomorrow demanding the vote. Just today, I'm proud to say, hundreds of African American men. I joined them with Congressman Andre Carson as we walked the Senate halls and went to the majority leader's office to say, we are united, black and white and other, and it is the right thing to do. Let's not make it politics. Let's not make it personal. Let's just make it Loretta Lynch. Thank you.
Our final speaker is a representative for the 12th Congressional District of North Carolina, which includes Guilford County and specifically the city of Greensboro, which is the city in which Loretta Lynch spent her formative years as a child. After her father, a Baptist minister, Reverend Leonzo Lynch, was assigned to another church in Durham, the family moved from Greensboro to Durham, and Reverend Lynch became the pastor of White Rock Missionary Baptist Church, and I'm proud to represent the city of Durham. And so, Alma Adams had the formative years, and I had the high school years. So please receive Congresswoman Alma Adams.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to thank our leader and all of my colleagues here from CBC. First of all, I just want to say that the women of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority joined. Say
it again. Say it again.
Ladies of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority incorporated do in fact support Loretta Lynch, and I was very happy to be at the confirmation and to sit in support of her, along with her father and some of my other colleagues of Delta. As I mentioned earlier when we came together, Loretta Lynch is from my hometown of Greensboro, North Carolina. So her confirmation for me is personal. She has waited far too long for this Republican-controlled Senate to do their jobs and to confirm her. She's already been confirmed twice by the Senate in the past. For purely political reasons, as has been stated, Loretta Lynch has now waited longer than the last 7 U.S. Attorney Generals combined. As an Attorney General for the Eastern District of North Carolina, she fought complex crimes like public corruption and terrorism, and she's proven to be fair and just in her work there. She's well qualified for the role of U.S. Attorney General. She deserves a vote, and she deserves to be confirmed. And so the stalling must stop. Recently, along with Representatives Butterfield and myself and Price, we sent a letter to our senators from North Carolina, Senators Burr and Tillis, urging them to support this North Carolina native, who's well qualified to be the next Attorney General. So this message is for them and for the entire U.S. Senate. It's time to stand on the right side of history. Confirm Loretta Lynch. It is the right thing to do.
Here, here.
Right here.
Thank you. This completes our formal presentation of speakers. Are there any questions from any of you? Yes, ma'am.
Anna Jones from CNN. There's a scheduled vote on Lynch tomorrow morning, about an hour after the committee session, the cloture vote. And so are you guys, assuming that goes forward, are you pushing for a bigger vote than the bare majority it looks like she's going to get? Do you think that would send a stronger message? And then separately, just some of you touched on this, but at a time when so much is going on, from terrorism and ISIS-related issues to, of course, issues of the relationship between police and the community, not to mention what's going on in Baltimore with Freddie Gray, what does she bring to the position? Why is it so important?
Well, that's a two-part question. I'm going to answer the first part, and Congressman Meeks will answer the second part. The Senate operates at its own pace. There's one thing I've learned over the 10 years I've been here. No one controls the Senate schedule, except maybe public opinion. We have received unofficial reports that this confirmation vote will be scheduled this week. I talked to Senator Hatch last night at an event at the White House, and he assured me that this confirmation will indeed take place, and that the confirmation vote is imminent. And so I believe Senator Hatch, because he's been a friend of many years, and he's very sincere, in my opinion, in making that statement. But we've received no official confirmation that the vote will indeed be this week, but I do have reason to believe that it's imminent. Congressman Meeks.
Clearly, you know the threat that's been going on all over the world. And New York on 9/11 was struck by that. She was Attorney General then. I mean, she was the Eastern District Attorney then. And she's been prepared, working, coordinating, understand how to prosecute, because she's prosecuted individuals who had been terrorists and moving forward. So she has the unique experience to understand the threats that are going around the world, who they are, and how to make sure justice is served. If you look at her career, her record speaks for itself. If you look, you heard about her upbringing and where she's from. So she's seen and understands the injustices that have taken place in America in the past. And so therefore she's uniquely also equipped to deal with what's going on and do the kind of investigation that will restore faith to Americans in their justice system. That is correct. Abner Louima in New York. So there's been a number of these kind of cases that she's handled before. She's done it in more than a efficient manner. She's done it in a fantastic manner. She's well prepared to get the job done.
Thank you. Other questions?
Keegan touched on the civil rights issues that are coming up, the civil rights investigations now that are ongoing, starting in Baltimore, Freddie Gray.
Yes.
Just kind of a general sense of what's happening and why are we hearing more about these, or are there more incidents happening? Why is what's causing that?
Yes, well, the Congressional Black Caucus is very engaged in criminal justice issues, and I want to yield to my friend Al Green from Texas, who has a direct interest in criminal justice reform.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. If I may say so, these issues have been simmering for some time, and much of what you see now is as a result of the transparency provided by cameras. These cameras have brought in a new era of interest, and it's my belief that not only should we continue to press for justice, but we should also pass legislation that will allow us to have the transparency consistently with body cameras on peace officers. Nothing new, but it is new to many people because the eye of the camera is now revealing what we have known and seen for many years. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Congressman Cedric Richmond from the state of Louisiana has been very engaged in these issues. I would ask him if he would please make a statement.
I would just reiterate what my colleagues have mentioned, that these are serious times. And because they're serious times, from dealing with terrorist threats to dealing with domestic issues of the relationship between the police and the community, especially young African-American men of color. But if you take it further, you can look at what southern states are doing in not funding higher education at HBCUs the same way they're funding their other land grant institutions. We need a strong department, strong attorney general that will enforce the laws and make sure that everybody's treated fairly. The problem I have is that the Senate has chose, for whatever reason, to move with all deliberate speed in getting to a point where we can judge the qualifications, which are impeccable, and vote this U.S. attorney into her position. We stand as a caucus that's committed to fighting for the poor, fighting for those that don't have a voice. And we need a partner at the Department of Justice, an attorney general, who's going to do that. And she has a track record of doing that. So the fact that the Senate has held this up so far only slows down criminal justice reform. It only slows down mending the relationship and restoring the trust between the community and law enforcement. And we, as a Congress, should be better than that, because this building, our people, we're serious. And these serious times deserves serious addressing of this issue. So thank you all.
Thank you. Questions, please? Yes.
I'd like to go back to the racial profiling bill that we're talking about today. Does that under legislation talk about reforming local police precincts? There's some concern that perhaps there could be more of a federalizing of local police forces that could occur if it's maybe the first step. Can you talk about that?
I think the best source would be the ranking member of the Committee on the Judiciary. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
The racial profiling bill introduced today, first of all, makes it a crime for law enforcement to engage in racial profiling. It also requires data collection on this subject, of which there is very, very little. And we also provide for federal grants to cooperating law enforcement agencies to help set up this whole protocol for how we're going to end racial profiling once and for all.
Other questions, please? I want to get Congresswoman Gwen Moore to the back of the council. Well, someone please ask one more question. Yeah, she will close this press conference. The distinguished gentlelady from the state of Wisconsin, all of our friends, our sister, Congresswoman Gwen Moore.
Just to be clear though, you guys don't necessarily believe that the scheduled closure vote tomorrow is going to happen. That's why you
We think it's
pressure
imminent.
on.
We think it's imminent. Yes, Congresswoman Moore.
I think one of the reasons that we think it's imminent is because it's getting too hot. You know, the American people have indicated to us that they want us to work together. They're sick and tired of these straw men arguments. So Loretta Lynch has not been confirmed for 165 days because we have a
a sex trafficking bill that they want to amend and put abortion language in. I am so insulted as a woman, as a black woman, as a female who needs reproductive rights, to once again watch all these men turn issues of serious issues like trafficking and confirming this African American woman and using it to obstruct governance. So I think that it's just too hot for them. My own senator from my state, Senator Johnson, indicated to a group of people at the airport the other day that he just couldn't vote for Loretta Lynch until we got this amendment. And people just sort of looked at him with kind of this, like this duh, we don't get it factor. So democracy works every once in a while. And we're going to get a vote on Loretta Lynch because as the Congressional Black Caucus has been very, very persistent, along with agency organizations within our community, and making sure that they do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you.